I don't know what the tolerances are supposed to be on these O-frame presses. This is a Hornady. My lighting is awful in this room because I changed everything. My bench used to be over there under the light, but I've changed the room around, and I'm still in the process of it, so everything's still a mess. But I decided to play with this. But this particular press was about this sloppy. I really don't think it was any better from the day I bought it to today. I don't know, I've been loading on it all this time, 10 plus years, and I can't even think of how many rounds I've loaded. I've gone through 15,000 primers, so at least 15,000 rounds, which is nothing really on this press. So a few things though, is not all presses are the same. I hooked up my dial indicator here the best I could. But this press with the handle all the way down, got a lot of slop back and forth, right? That slop will actually move the RAM up 30 thousandths. So just the way you manipulate the handle, you're going to lose some accuracy right there. How much does that matter? I'm going to say not much. Okay, so and that's just moving the handle to the left. To the right, it's pretty solid. You don't really see much movement to the right. To the left, you know, 2-3 thousandths. Now we'll zero this up again because it's not the best setup. Now this press, I had problems with the first couple days I owned it because I didn't understand that this press, this is not the highest travel of the RAM with this handle down. Okay, and actually the highest travel is just before you get to the very bottom of the stroke. Almost 20 thousandths worth of travel. So if you set this down, bottom out your die like it says, crank it in a half, eighth turn, quarter turn, whatever it tells you, and then you go to lift up this handle, it's going to be rock solid. And if you force it, you're going to break something. Luckily there's some give in the press, so to speak. I didn't break anything overly important. I cracked the shell case holder, surprisingly, but I also got the brass really jammed up in the die because I pushed it way too deep in when I finally got it apart. I just didn't recognize this. I didn't see it. And I took a call to the smartest reloader I know, who taught me some stuff. But the press I worked on was an old Titan, not a Titan, Texan, turret style press. When you bottomed out the handle, that was the high point in the RAM. I don't know if this camera will really pick it up if I can hold it steady enough. But if you watch closely, let's try this. If you watch closely, you can see the RAM just comes up. Just 20 thousandths of an inch. So at least on this press, you have to find that high spot. Just before it goes all the way down. See, it comes up and then it starts to drop. So it goes almost 20 thousandths. If you don't set your dies up right, that cam over just destroys your shoulder and pushes it way back, and you have problems. Didn't know that. Now, as far as slop goes, this press has been like this since day one. There's plenty of slop. The shaft itself wiggles around quite a bit. And if I can try to do a quick change on the, oopsies, quick change on the dial indicator here. I can put the phone down. Get that set up. So I'm not even going to bother to try to zero or anything. This is just a quick dial indicator. It's meant for doing like run out on rotors and wheel hubs on a car. It's not super high accurate, but it works pretty good. But here's how much shaft play you have. So we got what? 5 thousandths, 6 thousandths. That's how much shaft wiggle I have. Just pushing the shaft with my thumb back and forth. There's a lot of wiggle there. And it's been like that since day one. I don't think it's gotten worse. I don't recall the leaves being any tighter or any looser, and I don't think the couple Rock Chucker Juniors I've touched were any more tolerant. You know, they're all about the same. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hornady wears some, because it is an aluminum body with a steel shaft. I mean, how much are you going to run that before something wears out? I mean, aluminum wears out, and this is aluminum. It's not steel. And I think that's probably why Lee makes their classic cast press. Is because they probably had some people complain about the aluminum Challenger press. Who knows? It's all good. It's all fun. You buy what you can afford. You buy what you like. I like used stuff. I like buying stuff people had problems with. Either lack of knowledge or just lack of patience trying to figure it out. Some people have patience for stuff, some people don't. I don't have the patience for small motors, even though I'm not a mechanic. They drive me nuts. I'm wrestling with a tiller right now that every time I turn around, something else breaks. But once I'm done, I'll be pretty much just using this for all my CMP loads. And that's it. Everything else, all my pistol loads, my 223, will all be done on my Lees.